Hello everyone and welcome to the Positivity Vibe Tribe space. Today's topic is act of kindness and it's a community space. So super excited about that. Oh, here we have our co-host. Ron has arrived. Okay, I'm getting your superpowers over to you right away, Ron. Okay.
Hello, Indra.
Hello and welcome. How are you today?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Truly blessed. The birthday celebrations continue for another week.
Oh, that's what I think. I mean, I think it should never be just one day. It should be at least a week, One day goes by too fast.
Exactly. So it's all good. And we are here to vibe in the tribe, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I just set off the first welcome tweet in the chat room. So that
Excellent.
that opens everything up. So let's just see. That should open up soon. There it is. Yep, the first one is there, and that'll be the one that'll be the main thread. So yay! Okay. Oh wow, he's already loading up the nest. Hey, welcome everyone. Welcome Benita, Mark, Ardians, iAndroid, and yes, Benita. Love you to come up and speak earlier today. And apologies, we didn't have time yesterday. It was kind of a busy space, but so happy that you came back. Hey, Leanne is here. Welcome, Leanne. Great to see you. Okay, and being in love, Aishika. Welcome, everybody. It is going to be a fun space talking about acts of kindness. What could be better? And I need to update that, Ron. I just realized I put act of kindness, so that's done.
Oh,
All right. So, hey, everybody. Also, we have the chat feature, which is really fun. So get into the chat and check it out, because that is always an amazing thing to do, is to be part of the chat. Hey, I see Justin Case is here. Warm welcome to everybody getting into the space. And hey, everybody is starting to get into the chat. Thank you so much, guys. Hey, love it. Love seeing you guys in the chat and active. Hi, Benita. Hi, iAndroid Live. You guys are so cool getting in the chat there. Really appreciate you. And Ron is going to be in there very soon, I'm sure. Hey, welcome to Success Minded, my friend. It's wonderful to see you here in the space. Okay, so we are going to start to tweet out the space and get some bodies in here, get some more bodies in here to talk about this wonderful topic of acts of kindness. So and okay, here we have Rev is here as well, our the co-host. Let's get him set up. And hey, if anybody would like to come up and as a speaker, this is a community space. So we start to get you guys, we invite you up. Whereas normally on our Mondays and Wednesdays when we have guests, we are interviewing the guests, and then time prevailing, we love to have you guys up. So do request to come up and speak about this topic of acts of kindness, right?
Indra, I have a question for you.
Yes.
When the spaces started back in November, did you have the community space or did it evolve organically?
It actually evolved organically. So we didn't have Thursdays then.
Right, that's what I thought.
I mean, now with such a big community, we have to, put time aside so that community members get an opportunity to talk, to share, to be part of the space. So,
Absolutely.
that's, it's part of serving our wonderful community. But thank you for asking. Hey, everybody is turning up here. Love to see you all. I'm just going to give more shout outs. Hey, Rajani, welcome. Wavy, Buttermemes Official. I love that name. Omar, Rainbow Conspiracies. Wow, you guys have the most amazing names for your accounts. I love it. Khalid is here. Hey, welcome. Michael is here. Wow, love seeing all these people in the space. It's really, really cool. And hey, welcome, Rev. I don't know if he can speak because he might be getting set up, but he will. I know he's getting to his office, so he will chime in. So let's kind of, while we've got some bodies here and we're starting to warm up the room, let's head up to the nest, Ron, and do a once over and share everything that's up there, and then we can start to kick off this show. What do you think?
I think that's a great idea.
All right, perfect. Okay, so the first thing up in the nest is, of course, the Positivity Vibe Tribe community. So everybody check that out. If you're not already a member, we really welcome you and invite you to join the nest. Click up on the nest and join the community. If you can't get the nest working, because that does happen sometimes, just send me or Ron a DM and we'd be happy to send you an invite. Okay, so then the next thing up there is the actual show, my positive lifestyle show, Acts of Kindness, which is my take. It's 10 minutes and under on the concept of acts of kindness. So love you to check that out, and even more so appreciate if you subscribe to my channel, as we're still building it. It's still a creation that's happening. And then thank you to, okay, we're just getting Rev back up here. Thank you to our sponsors, Wordsmith Pakistan, and their contact information is up there. If you're looking for support with content creation, they can pretty much cover anything, and they do a wonderful job with our flyers as well. So thank you so much to Wordsmith Pakistan. And then also up in the nest is we have, I'm so excited about this. We had our very first super followers, super space, and that was a VIP club. And it's a monthly paid subscription so that we can hang out in a space that's dedicated to Ask Me Anything. I share stories about my career as a TV host, as a model, and also as a producer in Hollywood, working on whatever I'm working on, which is at the moment a movie in development. So I share all those goodies, and also sometimes we add like a spiritual piece, a meditation. It's really up to you guys what you want. So we had so much fun talking about all of that, and of course I'm going to start bringing in some of my buddies from here in Hollywood to chat with you guys and to interview, and that's going to be in those exclusive spaces. So really excited to present that to you guys. And then okay, so I think we have everything covered off there. Hey, welcome, Rev.
Hey, Indra, how are you?
Truly blessed. How are you today?
I'm good. Happy day after your birthday today.
The birthday continues for a whole week, actually, the celebrations.
And that's the way Ron celebrates it all year. I know.
He does.
At least a month. At least a month.
Yeah.
I know. I'm rather on the conservative side of the celebrations. But yes, it will go on for a week, and I'm very thankful. Last night we had a wonderful night out in Hollywood, and tonight it's planned again. So.
Oh, that's awesome. That's phenomenal. Yeah, I'm speaking of Hollywood, I will be in and out. I will be listening and chiming in when I can, but I've got a bit of a meeting with a production company here in a little while that I need to get prepared for too. So it's always exciting, all the connections and stuff that you can make from social audio is sometimes just a little bit mind-blowing, and all of the good vibes and everything that you get from this space is definitely a place that everybody wants to be and have your, share this out with your friends. I think sometimes the community spaces can get even bigger than the dedicated interviews, because, we just got to encourage everybody from the community to hop in here and be a part of the the groove train.
Absolutely. Yeah. Sometimes these spaces really do rock in size. So absolutely love that. And I see some more people. I see Lance and Karen have arrived. Welcome to you both. Regulars. I see Gloria is here. Welcome, lovely faces. And hey, Adam is here from his great mental health community. So, hey, it is wonderful to see all you people. And hey, the Happiness Heart person is here. Ragnar is here. Wow. So many people. Hey, Reconcept came back from yesterday. Thank you for your DMs and all your positive feedback about the space. Hey guys, I love it when I get these comments, and I love to read the comments in the chat. Oh my gosh, the chat is going off. Ron, did you see the chat? Oh, you're already in there. You're in there blowing it up.
Yeah. Just a bit. Oh wow, it really has.
I know.
Been blowing up. That's excellent.
Love this, guys. It is such a interactive mode to be here, and I'm right in the chat now, and just loving seeing all of your comments, all of your positivity that you're sharing in there to everybody. So thank you so much. What a wonderful start to the day. Just seeing all these beautiful comments. And by the way, oh no. Ron, we did have the clip function and it is gone. I do not see it. Do you see it?
Oh no.
Oh yes. Okay.
Was it just a demo?
No, I mean it was here. Maybe because we didn't use it enough. I don't know.
That's what I was about to say. I doubt that.
Yeah, it's disappeared. But anyway, the most fun piece that we have is the actual chat function, more so than anything else. So I think that's amazing, right?
It's great.
Okay. All right. So we've done the tour of the nest. Let's make an official start to this show. Okay. Welcome, everybody. Hello to the Positivity Vibe Tribe space. And of course, this is a community space. So super excited. One of my favorite spaces being featuring the community faces and voices here. So I'm Indra Bartona, producer in the film and television industry and a TV host. Originally from the Gold Coast, Australia, lived in London for several years and now based in Los Angeles. A little bit of background on Positivity Vibe Tribe. I started my YouTube channel in June last year with a positive vibe lifestyle theme, and Positivity Vibe Tribe became my personal brand. Positivity Vibe Tribe Twitter Spaces is a natural evolution to bridge the gap between all social media platforms and bring them to life with conversations about living a positive life with full engagement, most importantly, from all of you. Today, I am joined by my co-hosts, social audio guru Rev MacLive, and Ron Perry, who is a musician and podcaster, plus he's the main community moderator wrangler of our team there. Go, Ron. Okay, and welcome to our new moderators as well. We really appreciate all of you for everything that you're doing in that community. And what a beautiful community that we have, the Positivity Vibe Tribe community. The posts are incredible. The support from everybody, it just warms my heart completely every time I step into that community and just enjoy the posts and the inspiration and all the great energy. So thank you guys so very much. As I said, it just warms my heart to see everything that you're sharing in that community. It truly is amazing. So I did want to kick this off, and just to set the premise of today's topic of acts of kindness. Now, there is so many things that we can do as far as acts of kindness. I want to start with ourselves, because very often we look outwards and we're not focusing on ourselves. And there's a huge opportunity for us to take care of ourselves and to nourish ourselves first in order to be in the position to actually give and service and be of great service to others externally from ourselves. So I always feel like it's just covering off our basics, making sure that, are we getting enough sleep, as in acts of kindness to ourselves? Are we, nourished? Have we had a meal, and not work through the day and it's 2:00 and we're still hungry and we're even dehydrated? It's some of these basics. Are we moving our bodies? A lot of us do sit at desks and, we are chained to the computer or the laptop. So it's really important to just get up, go for a walk around, take a break, and just be away from the glowing screens, as I like to call it. And that means just take a break, even from looking at your phone. Because I know it can often be, you're either looking at phone or you're on the computer, and it's just this immersion of glowing screens. From my experience, it's easy to forget about nurturing ourselves and to want to be of service to others, to be doing our work, to be helpful, to be supporting others, to be reaching out and doing all these things. And the reason why I think this is so important, because these acts of kindness towards ourselves can prevent burnout, because we want to have longevity and lots of energy, and we want to be, have our energy, and be in a great place. And often, if we're not taking care of ourselves, then it's really easy to, be not at your highest frequency of energy. So that's what we're at the place where I want to start today. And I'd love to hear from the community members also, like some of the things that they do to make sure that you're actually performing an act of kindness to yourself before you can give to others. And guys, I want you to really think about this, because a lot of us are focused on, external, on giving to our family, on giving for our careers, and being of service to others. And I love that. But what's really important is to start with yourself and then work your way out. So then you have, times 100 to give. It's not just, okay, I'm times 10 or times 20 today. We want to be at our maximum. We want to be vibrant. We want to have the energy that's required. I'll give you an example. Before I have this space, I do get up extra early and I make sure that I have time to move my body in some respect, whether it's just out my garden or whether I can actually plan some exercise, whether it's a hike, heading to the gym, going for a walk around the neighborhood. I always plan to do a small, short meditation in the morning just to kind of set the intentions for the day, and even do some affirmation work as well if there is time for that. Just depending on what is happening. Also, in the movie world where I'm working, there's people on the other side, on the West Coast, that want to grab phone calls or do something. So it's all kind of this balance. But I do try to nurture myself and make sure I have breakfast and I'm hydrated so that I can be at 200% basically, ready to engage. So they're just some of my thoughts. And I'd like to start with the team first and see, what's your thought on acts of kindness towards yourself? Ron, did you want to start off?
Sure. Indra, I know I watched the video, the great video on your YouTube channel about it. And first of all, like you said, you have to be kind to yourself. And first of all, that for me means that I have to silence or at least ignore the internal critic, which is like a bully sometimes. And I wouldn't tolerate a bully like that for 5 minutes. So that's number one. And then, like you said, the getting enough sleep, eating right, exercise, that's where lately I've been falling a little short of that,
Unmute
but it's
with
also,
hello, hello.
it's always,
Sorry, sorry.
Hello?
it's always,
Oh, sorry, I don't know, he's gone.
it's
Yeah, he
okay.
just left.
It's okay. Yeah. It's, yeah, so I've been falling short of that, but also just being kind in general is, I mean, I grew up in a family where both parents were very kind. It wasn't like they had to tell me. I just watched and learned through osmosis how they interacted with everyone. I can't imagine what it's like for someone that doesn't grow up in that environment, but no one is above common courtesy. And so what I always say is that if you can't be overtly kind, do no harm. And so that should be everyone's kind of philosophy. But hopefully you can be kind, and I know I make that my daily thing. My life's work is to always be kind and not to, life can be difficult, and you never know what someone is going through. So what you have to do is uh, never make someone more miserable than they already are. Never make their situations. You don't know how close they could be on the edge. You don't know how close they could be of just giving up. And so and the thing is that I've said this before many times. There's a song by John Lennon. It's kind of clever title. It goes, "One thing you can't hide is when you're crippled inside," but that's false. People can hide it very well. And so you just never know when someone who may seem 110% is barely functioning. So just always be kind. I think that's so important in life. Thank you, Indra.
Ron, you actually covered a lot of things off there. I want to just backtrack for a moment to what you were talking about as far.
Happy Raksha Bandhan to everyone. I am from India.
Oh, okay. I don't know what's going on there. Okay, so I just wanted to cover. Tia's laughing. I know. No idea what happened. Okay, so going back to your point, I think it's really important what you covered off is how you mentioned the voice in your head being a bit of a bully at times, and that you wouldn't tolerate it normally, so why should you tolerate it at any point? And look, that voice in our head, that is always going to be there, feeding. I mean, do you remember that, guys? Do you remember the topic that we did on thoughts become things, and how, I mean, we have this incredible number of thoughts that are just flying through our minds, 50,000 in excess, and, daily. And just science has proven that predominantly a lot of those are on the negative side, to fall back on Ron's point. So, I mean, I think that's because we're in that fight or flight, we're always kind of like looking out to protect ourselves, and is there a danger? Is there a moment that we have to be take precaution with this? So a lot of the time it's more, I almost feel it's like a reassurance thing that we have to give ourselves about that, because it's normal. There's never going to be a day where we don't have that little voice. And even the point that our guest yesterday, we had Clint Murphy here in the space, and he was talking about, even, look, there's times when, he has the voice in his head saying, oh, nobody wants to hear this post that you're going to post about, nobody wants to read it, and this is completely normal because we all have those moments. It's just a part of life. So it's really important, these acts of kindness towards ourselves, because of this just initial fact of we have to nurture ourselves on a daily basis so that we can be at our best. So there's nobody, I don't know anybody that is intact from these thoughts, from our self-talk. There's times where, look, I did an example is, I actually did a video on Instagram, and Ron, I'm pretty sure you saw that one, where I was actually reassuring myself. I think it was last week. Do you remember that one where I was saying, you've got this,
Were you dancing
just
in it?
no, it wasn't the dancing one.
I remember the dancing one. Yes, I probably saw that. I'm sure I did. Yes.
I know you liked it. I saw it.
Oh yeah, absolutely, I did. Yes,
Yeah.
that's
So,
great.
but it was basically about just we all have these vulnerable moments, and it's really important that we give ourselves the understanding in order to move forward, and these acts of kindness towards ourselves that we always have to just sustain on a daily basis. It's never going to stop. It's not, oh, okay, well, I was really kind to myself yesterday. I slept, I had 6 or 7 hours sleep. I ate, every meal, and I was hydrated, and, hey, I even got some meditation in. Well, that doesn't stop. This is part of your daily maintenance, everybody, as far as, really honoring yourself so that you can be your best self. Because when you are your best self, it is the opportunity. And that's when great things can happen for yourself and for others. And it's almost like we can never stop. I mean, there's some days where, and the other thing is to be patient with yourself. There's some days where I can't tick all the boxes off. I really can't. And I just kind of think, wow, it's 2 o'clock and I haven't eaten. Wow. I am not nurturing myself, right? So
Exactly.
You better be kind to yourself.
see, yeah, I've got Rev even. Okay,
Exactly.
he's Rev's on me. So these things happen to us all, no matter how conscious we do maintain. But I have to say, a little bit of planning really does help me. So if on a weekend I can do some meal prep, some organizing, even in the morning for that day, I find that helps as well. So there's those little tricks that we can do as part of acts of kindness towards ourselves. Rev, did you have any thoughts on acts of kindness? We're starting at the point of towards ourselves.
I think that is something that, honestly, somebody like me that has been, working in, from environmental organizations, activism, politics, and all these things for a good portion of my life, and a good portion of it kind of in the entertainment world too, where it's really a lot about connections and doing things for other people, that it is, I'm that type of person that, just needs to remember. And it was a hard lesson in a lot of ways, that it's, the most important person in my world is myself, and taking care of myself. So, acts of kindness for the self, really need to be a priority. I generally, my acts of kindness for other people are pretty regular, but, being kind to the self, I think, is something that has been a big lesson for me.
Absolutely, because I think you'd agree that it's always the focus is always about being conscious of others, and I love that. But the only thing is that if we haven't taken care of ourselves and we're not kind to ourselves, then we do, we are able to be burnt out, to have the burnout syndrome, to not have enough energy, and to not be our best selves. So,
It
yeah,
doesn't intuitively feel right to be selfish, but I mean, you almost have to use that. You almost have to use that word for yourself to understand that it's not a bad word. That you cannot. It's great that we do things for others, but if you really want to do things well for others, you've got to have yourself in a really good place.
exactly. Okay.
Hello,
So,
hello.
let's welcome some of our speakers up. We have Leanna. Welcome to the Positivity Vibe Tribe. What are your thoughts on this topic of acts of kindness, and especially starting with yourself?
Well, can you hear me correctly, first of all? No. Hold on.
Hey, can you hear me? Sorry.
Yes, that's a lot clearer. Thank you.
Thank you. I've been really keen to jump on here because when I was struggling with my depression, I would take it out on everyone, but I found to cope better with depression, just being kind, being good to people, being selfish, but always watching how maybe I could be a little self-centered and egotistical when I was upset. I found that being kind to people has made me happier. And look, I live to make people laugh. So I really find what you guys do and what you guys speak about very, very beneficial.
Thanks so much, Leanna.
Sorry, I did just join, so I didn't hear the full topic, but like, I'm enjoying being more positive in my life. I'm loving listening to your vibe tribe, and I'm just enjoying Ron and his advice. And Indra, you're very came into my life at a good time.
That's
Thank,
awesome. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Cut. I just want to say it's been nice. I've talked to Leanna, and it's just great that she's here, and I'm glad that she's spoken. Thank you for being here,
Thank
Leanna.
you.
appreciate the lovely feedback, Leanna, and welcome to the Positivity Vibe Tribe. Of course, we love to have you here and hear lots of new members as well as existing members. So, love to hear your voices and to meet our members of the Positivity Vibe Tribe, and hope that you've joined the community as well. And if you haven't, Leanna, or anybody else here in the space, the community link is up in the nest, which is the dots that you can scroll across up in the nest there that Ron has kindly packed up there.
Thank you for
all
that
neatly.
too. And apologies for the delay. I'm in Australia, so I do notice a bit of a delay.
Yeah, I'd imagine. Okay, well, thanks so
Thank
much.
you.
And yeah, absolutely. No problems about delays. We can figure that out.
Oh, love your
Okay,
work.
thank you so much. Hey, welcome to Lance and Karen, because if Lance is here, that means Karen's here. Welcome, you guys, to the Positivity Vibe Tribe. These guys are regulars and love everything that you guys are posting in the community as well. Thank you so much.
Hello, hi Indra, hi Rev, hi Ron,
Hello,
hi
Lance
everybody
and
in the
Karen.
listener. Yeah, and welcome Leanna to the Positivity Vibe Tribe. It's so awesome to have everyone one here as always. My mom's just listening into the background right now. She doesn't really want to say anything, but
except hello to
she was
everybody.
saying hello in the background.
I feel very blessed to be here with all of you. Thank you.
Anyways, I love this topic about we can get caught up and do everything for everybody else, but I remember going all the way back when I was no good to myself, and I can remember what my mom said to me. She says, "When you're no good to yourself, you can't be good for anybody else, or you got to love you first. You got to love yourself completely." And I was going through massive depression in my life, high anxiety, all this different types of problems. And my mom said to me one day, she says, "When you say that you're depressed or you're calling it my depression," she would ask me, she says, "Do you want to keep it? You're giving it so much energy." So when she turned it around for empowerment for me, I ended up calling it from my depression to the depression. And I was claiming, then taking the power out of it, and then claiming my own power as I was working through those problems. A little food for thought. The other things of going back that I like to do for self-care in my mornings and stuff, just setting the right tone, the right day, working with you can't have a beautiful day if you don't have a beautiful mindset. So in starting my mornings out, I like going for a morning walk, getting journaling done. Meditation is huge. I I love meditating. Exercising in the mornings is huge for me, because I find it like when you're exercising and doing all the right stuff for your body, it just gives your body that wonderful nutrients that it requires, and gives you that really really high boost, and then it carries you out through your whole entire day. I remember when working in different places as security and food services, and they would always see me come into my shifts when I used to be there, and they would say to me, "How do you have the supercharge about yourself?" And I said, "Well, maybe you got to wake up a little bit earlier in the day, and just do all the do stuff that you don't usually get to do in the mornings." And said, giving yourself that pep talk. That's awesome. I tend to stay off the computers and all different devices. I remember reading Jim Quick's book about how he was talking about we suffer from being sucked into the digital deluge and digital distraction, digital dementia. And when we get on our computers and our devices for like long time, we also have to give our computer, our brains a rest too, because it goes through so much. Sometimes we have to control and alt-delete ourselves.
I love that, Lance, because that's something that I'm conscious of as well, that it's so easy to be caught up in front of our glowing screens. But is that really an act of kindness to ourselves to be non-stop, in our waking hours attached to the glowing screens? It's not really. And
No.
it's not good for our eyes. And look, even if, and I recommend everybody to go to dark mode, on your screens if there is that option, depending on, what the programs are or the tools that you're using. Not all of them have that, but I feel like that's made definitely a impact, and it's definitely very helpful. But overall, just the time that you have on the glowing screens is not good to be just always on there. And something that I've also, that actually you inspired the idea, Lance, was with the glowing screen scenario, not to eat meals and be on your phone or, computer at the same time. I mean, take a proper meal break, Do not be, okay, well, I'm just going to be doing, I'm going to be checking my tweets or checking my emails or whatever it is. Like, just actually have a proper meal break, even if that's just 10 minutes. I'm not saying take a luxurious, 2-hour lunch break. I'm just kind of saying take the 10 or 15 minutes or whatever it is that you have for lunch, or 30 minutes, great, if you have any more. But I know for people that are crazy busy, they're only going to set a certain amount of time. And what I have even done is, if I feel like, I've been having these urges to just go to do some work while I'm eating, I'll actually set my phone on a timer. And then that way, I know that I cannot look at my phone, I cannot go to, the emails or do whatever I need to do, and for that time period, I do anything else, right? But
That's
I'm
awesome.
not, right? Because, well, sometimes we need a little bit of self-discipline. And I say we, I mean me, right? Me. And I wonder if that's the same for other people as well, that sometimes we just need to actually be disciplined and give ourselves that break away from the screens and be very disciplined about it. Like, okay, I'm going to set my timer. And if I do only have 20 minutes for lunch, then I'm going to set that. I'm not going to look at the glowing screens in that time when I'm eating my meals, because I think that's also good for our digestion, in every single shape or form, relaxing, not having, any kind of stress introduced while we're eating a meal. I mean, that's part of, that's an act of kindness, to give yourself that time, to process your foods, to enjoy. I mean, food is part of enjoyment in life, and we should certainly be enjoying it. So, by taking that away, and by, having the glowing screens and the emails and doing your work and opening spreadsheets or doing whatever that is, that's not a good time for you to be digesting, and be able to absorb nutrients into your body. So take that time. And look, I know Rev was talking about, well, sometimes he feels selfish about actually having that time. And I think, well, if you want to call it selfish, it may be selfish, but I think it's more about self-care.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we aren't, at our optimum, then there is less for us to be of service to others. There just is less. You kind of run yourself ragged, and then you don't want to run yourself low on battery energy.
Mm-hmm.
Because, we are just pure energy. We really are 100% pure energy. And so our energy is very, very vital to be covered off on the basics, and for us to be in tune with even eating our meals and not doing it so that we're not conscious and mindful. I'm going to bring this over to being mindful of doing things for yourself. Be mindful of when you're eating a meal. Bring your attention to your meal. And I think the biggest thing for me is, which I want to share here, is I really started to enjoy eating my meals because I started to notice the flavors more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this sounds weird. Okay,
That's awesome.
This sounds weird, but say a fruit salad with
Mm-hmm.
Greek yogurt or whatever you're going to have on it. I was having a snack, so I thought, okay, well, 10 minutes, I'm going to run off, I'm going to have a snack. But I just noticed that I'm more present, even experiencing the flavors in the food, the textures, everything just came to life, larger than life, because I'm not multi-skilling, which is what we are really great at doing. Okay, a lot of us are great at multi-skilling. So sorry, I kind of hijacked your thoughts there. Continue.
Okay, it's a good hijacking. Anyways, that's actually where I was going to go next, Indra. You talked a lot about a lot of great stuff there. I also keep a journal, a small little journal as I'm writing stuff down in mindfulness within, like, if I'm eating a fruit, like say I'm eating a pear, I'll say, okay, what does the pear look like? How does the pear feel in my hand before I even after I wash it, before I even eat it, and then as I'm eating it, I'm going, how's it taste? So I'm writing all this stuff down. And I remember watching a movie called The City of Angels, where they're describing the whole entire process, and where Ernest Hemingway in the book that they're describing a movable feast, and Ernest Hemingway always describes the way food tastes, which is absolutely amazing, because it just, you're staying in that wonderful moment with yourself, with the fruit, and you're just grounding yourself and giving yourself a staycation.
I love that, Lance. Thank you so much for sharing that. Hang
You,
around. We'll swing back to you a bit later.
Will do.
Absolutely.
Thank
Okay, let's welcome Mark. Welcome, Mark, to the Positivity Vibe Tribe, and love to hear your thoughts about this concept of acts of kindness. And we're starting off on the focus of being acts of kindness towards ourselves.
Hi, Indra. Thanks, Ron. Thanks for inviting me up. I'm loving this conversation. Absolutely loving it. And it really is resonating with me right now. I'll tell you a little bit of the last few months of what's been happening with me. So we'll start off with, over the last this year, I've lost a couple of people. One was an old. Actually, she was my first girlfriend, and hadn't seen her for years. But I was very shocked to know that she passed away suddenly and unexpectedly. And then a family member, only maybe about a month ago. And we hadn't been away either as a family for 3 years because of the pandemic. So we got this opportunity to go to Greece. and a whole lot of us went out. There's 7 of us went out. But I really took the time, it was a very relaxing holiday, and I've meditated on and off for years, but I decided, I'm going to meditate every day on the beach. And so I did. And because my wife was there next to me, I could do it. I could just meditate and not worry about anything and swim. And we ate good food, and it was so good. So I've come back. I'm a trainer, a conditioning coach, boxing coach, but I do a lot of personal training. And I've come back right at the time when everybody's away. So I've had a couple of weeks where I'm, quite free. A few clients are here, but I've just carried this on. And I'm actually studying as well. I'm studying to be like a performance coach, like a life coach. And I had a mentoring session as part of the course a few days ago. And one of the things that she said to me was, we were talking about something else. We were talking about social media and business and stuff. But she said, we talked about what I've been doing every day since I've been back is meditating. I've been meditating every day. I used Joe Dispenza's meditation. I reread his book or listened to it on audio, Becoming Supernatural, while I was away. And I tell you, it's so good. I mean, it's been so nourishing for me, right? Got the time, I'm doing it, I'm making sure that I'm just showing up for myself. And that was what we were talking about, showing up for. The mentor was talking to me about showing up for not only for your clients, but for yourself and for your business. And then I realized, hey, I really am showing up for myself. And the clients that I am seeing, it's making a huge difference. I always make sure I have time, or I might do some power posing before a session if I've got time, to go in with good energy. But I can, honestly, people I'm meeting, just random things are happening to me. People are smiling at me, people are making conversation, and I can tell it's my energy. Why I mentioned the people that passed away as well was because when people pass away, it always makes you think. You become, you really look at your life and you really think, what could I be doing? How more can I be being effective, in my own life and towards other people? And so, it just gave me that drive to show up consistently for myself with all these acts of kindness. So sleep, meditation, getting my exercise in, not overtraining, and also cooking, making sure that we're cooking good food. And it's just making a huge difference. So I've just literally come off of a meditation. I'm just cleaning up, getting ready to go to the supermarket to buy some food to cook. And I have been listening to you guys, and I just wanted to let you know how this is working for me.
That's amazing, Mark. I love that you're practicing meditation because, well, that's one of my favorite things to do as well. And I do it in the morning and at night. And I've actually been on this meditation journey since I've been very young, since 5 years of age. So it's certainly been a journey, and it continues. The journey continues with meditation. It's never the same. Any two meditations are never the same. They're always different, and everything is evolving. So so if you like meditations and guided meditations, I have a lot of guided meditations on my YouTube channel, and also guided affirmations. They're like an affirmation slash meditation. So I'd love you to check those out, Mark. And I also welcome feedback from everybody. I see my friend Stephen is here. He tells me that my meditations are so relaxing that he falls asleep. So, and he does them at night. So I love to hear that, because for a lot of people, they can't sleep. So if I can put somebody to sleep, I think that's a good thing.
That sounds good. I'll check them out. I will. I'll check them out. I was going to say meditations. I started off just with a chant and a theta metronome, and I'm enjoying these Joe Dispenza meditations. But they're good, aren't they? They really change your energy. You can really. I don't know if you've been an actor before, or if you're into acting, but I know you're a producer. But I feel like I used to be an actor, and I feel like that helped. That really helps me sort of just shift my energy. I could, maybe it's because I'm good at imagining things, but it really is good. It's good stuff.
Yes, Mark, I did do a few acting things earlier, but more of a TV host than an actor. But I think it's really important to be able to connect your energy to everything in your life, and I think that's what meditation is all about. Because we are pure energy, when we meditate, we also block out our environment, because most of the time we are in a reactive kind of phase during our day, during our waking hours, and that's how I like to think of it, that things happen in our life and in a constant, like, 10 minutes, earlier or 10 minutes after, the phone could ring or you get a text message. So we're constantly in reactive mode with things that are occurring in our environment, and we have choices. So when we go into meditation, we're actually stepping away from all of that that's happening. There's no need for us to react to anything. It's just we're going within ourselves. So that's the part that is really amazing. And what was exciting about hearing you describe, Mark, your experience since you've been meditating is that, well, things are happening for you because you are going into yourself and you're working on yourself when you meditate. We go within ourselves, and we can also be very proactive with the things that we feel that we want to work on. For example, last weekend I had somebody from the community reach out to me and just say, hey, I'm all over the place, and I've just lost my way with trying to even just get a meditation journey going. What would you suggest? I don't know what should I be doing, your affirmation? Should I be doing, the guided meditations? And I just said, look, I think the main thing is just to try something, to try the different things and to try to tweak it for yourself, because we're all different. And to also do some journaling and deep dive with yourself and find out, ask yourself some questions. And that is a true act of kindness. Now, Lance mentioned journaling earlier, and that he journals, and that really is about giving yourself something back. And there's also a discovery process when you do journal. And I like to intuitively journal. So I may not journal every single day, but I might journal one day, for 5 minutes or for 10 minutes. So it's about unfolding onto the page when we feel that we need to. And if you feel like you're going through a stressful time, and then some people like to do it every day and just get into the movement or the rhythm. So everyone's going to be different. But I do encourage that because, again, that's like a self-reflective time. So that self-reflection can also help, as I circle back to my point, with the community member, is that by unfolding onto the page, they can find out what was really going on, which was really exciting to be on that journey with her, because she shared then that she had journaled and a whole lot of things came out that she didn't realize, that she was stressed and had some anxiety. So she went and did my stress meditation, the following day, because that was uncovered. So sometimes we don't really know what's going on with ourselves. And it's, how easy is it not to be in tune with yourself, because our lives are so hectic. But doing these little exercises that we can actually do a little bit of investigation, self-discovery, reread your journal notes and have a look at that. And that is a self-reflective time that you can give yourself. Do it if you have a nice setting, if you have a garden, sit outside, get some fresh air, some sunshine, and just reflect on some things, and just see if anything pops out in a discovery mode to you that you weren't really aware of, that you've written out on the page. And then also, some people like to type their journal. I'm a handwritten person because I feel like it's kind of organically coming out, but that may not be your style. So there's no right or wrong way to do this. It's about unfolding our emotions, and that is quite a nurturing thing that we can do for ourselves, and it truly is an act of kindness. So I know, Ron, you've got some thoughts on journaling.
Oh, sure. Well, journaling does help, and I actually do type, but I do want to start doing it with handwritten, because like you said, there's something about that that's even more cathartic than typing. But I do want to address Mark. I don't know how close you were to the person that was in your family that passed away, but I lost my dad in 2009, and I had one of the best relationships you can have with a father. But even that, and which makes the grieving process the easiest it possibly can be. But I've learned that it's definitely not. Time never heals the wounds. It's a scar tissue that covers it. And but I do feel for your loss, though. I just want to say that.
Okay, and Ron, you know what we forgot to do at the beginning of this space is encourage everybody to tweet out the space, because we have this new thing where Ron will actually choose somebody and read out their profile so we can highlight everybody in the community.
Absolutely.
And actually, I'm getting a little bit of feedback off your mic, I think. Oh, it's gone. Awesome. Okay, so before it was a different place to tweet out the room, and now the easiest way to do that is to head up to the arrow on the right-hand top side of this space, and to hit that and copy the link and then tweet it out. That's probably the best way. Is that right, Ron?
That is the best way I found. Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. So, hey, I was just noticing that we have Isabella, one of our special guest speakers, is actually graced us in the house. Isabella, I would love you to come up. I'm putting you right on the spot here and share with us some of the things that you like to do as part of your acts of kindness for yourself. Because I wanted to kind of focus this more about ourselves, because I know that we can all be guilty about giving and giving and giving. And if we become empty, then there is very little for us to give. So welcome, Isabella. What a blessing to have you here.
Hello. It's lovely to be here with you guys, and I'm really excited that I literally was walking from the station after having a fabulous pamper session at my hairdresser. I had my hair done today, which is part of my self-care, being kind to and I couldn't obviously interact, but now I'm home and I'm just loving the conversation, everything that Lance said, and some other people. I didn't get all the names, and what you've shared, Indra, as well. And I loved, a lot of things that you've mentioned I'm doing myself, but I really wanted to emphasize a couple of things that I feel they are really worth putting some attention on. And that's something that you touch on as well, Indra, and I think Lance, mindful eating. Really enjoying the moment of the pleasure, the feeling of the food, like you said, the taste, the texture, and just really God, food is so delicious. I just love food, and it just really basking in the glory of that moment and feeling grateful for the food that we have. And one of the things that when I work with some clients in regards to healthy eating or weight control or sports nutrition. And often people ask me, Isabella, what do you do to maintain your figure? You eat like a horse. I mean, people see me. I really eat a lot. I love my desserts and everything. And they say, what is it that you do that you maintain your good shape? And to me, the first answer I always give to people is that, first of all, I don't feel guilty about anything that I eat. How often do you hear people say, "Oh, this is my guilty pleasure. I feel so guilty about eating this. Oh, yeah, it's not good for me," and etc. And people make those comments, but they don't realize that by saying this kind of negative thoughts about food they eat, they actually their body creates some chemical reactions that they are harmful to their health and well-being. And in fact, their energy, the state of emotions can actually change the composition of the food they eat. So I would say, no matter what you eat, just really enjoy it. Take pleasure in the moment. A few years ago, it's a lot of years ago, I read this book. Probably some of you had access to that book as well. It's called The Celestine Prophecy, or The Celestine Prophecy. Never know how to really say it correctly. The book is just absolutely fascinating, and talks about different insights into human life and transformation and etc. And one of the insights was about mindful eating and eating in silence, not talking while we are eating, and really just blessing the moment, which means that it allows us to capture all the nutrients and energy coming from the food and basically absorb them, which means we don't need to even eat that much because we will be quicker satisfied by mindful eating and slowing down and eating quietly. And that will be the most nourishing and energizing process for us, especially if we eat healthy food and not just processed or junk food, which doesn't have really much energy in itself. And so this is something I wanted to say, because when I eat food, I really enjoy it, totally enjoy it. And obviously, when we are out and about in social life, often we do talk over the meal. And as long as the conversation is not an argument, but it's pleasurable, that's obviously okay. But when we eat at home, we can have this quiet moment and reflect on the food and gratitude for the food we are having. So that's something that I practice, and it works for me. I feel full of energy most of the time, or a lot of the time, and it just really helps also with the glow in your skin, with longevity, slowing down the aging process. There are so many benefits. I could go on and on. And what else? Something, I think it was Lance said something in regards to journaling. I think it's really important that we take time to reflect on things, and reflect and be grateful, and be as often as possible in the state of appreciation for ourselves, to fall in love with yourself. It's the probably fundamental thing that helps us to thrive in life and give our best to the people around us, to the community, those that we love, and it helps us to really live our purpose. I mean, just imagine if you don't take care of yourself, if you have low energy. I mean, how can you contribute to other people? I mean, if you don't look after yourself, you just suffer. I mean, eventually you will have to have someone to look after you, and then you become a burden to someone. I mean, is that something we really want? We want to thrive. We want to be independent, full of energy, loving life in each moment, no matter what comes. And I think that that's really crucial, to stay in this state of calmness no matter what happens. I often quote my mantra that I'm always at the right place at the right time. And today I had a kind of funny story because I went for a run in the morning. It was really boiling hot, even it was early morning, but I love that. And later I just get on the train to travel to my hairdresser. Now, when I got to the station, I realized I'd forgotten my purse. And I thought, oh, how interesting. And I smiled, thinking I'm always at the right place at the right time. And I straight away thought, okay, my train was arriving to the location at least 25 minutes earlier. So I thought, okay, I still have time to go home, pick up my purse, and I'm sure I can get the right connection to be on time, just on time for my hairdresser. So I didn't kind of beat myself up. Oh, how come I've forgotten my purse? I was just really kind to myself. Hey, it happens. I was just, focusing on something else. And I just quickly went back home, picked up my purse, went to the station, sat down, and just started to read my book and posted a couple of things on social media. And I just had a chill time, taking care of myself, being kind to myself instead of being hard on myself. Because that's one of the things that people often do. And I notice that we are so hard on ourselves. We expect to be perfect, to do everything right. We just kind of forget that life is about a journey. It's about exploring, trying, experimenting, having fun with, all these ups and downs. I mean, I, I love climbing mountains, and you never do just go only up. When you climb the mountain, you have to at some point go down to the valley, and then you can go and climb another mountain. So there are ups and downs in life as well, in a journey. And appreciating that and getting pleasure and seeing positive aspects in every experience. I think that's the biggest value that you can give to yourself, and just appreciate you're on a journey. So what that you haven't done something perfectly well today. You've got another day, another time you can try, you can give it a go, and just embrace that process. And as a female, for me, self-care is just, especially for women, it's just so powerful because all the slowing down, being pampered, having our nails done, manicure or pedicure, or just even going and buy new pair of shoes, or a nice handbag or a dress or whatever it is that we are doing, it just relaxes us. We straight away create um, more hormones that balance our masculine and feminine God, forgotten the word right now. State. Let's put it this way. So we are balancing our state and balancing our hormones, our personality, and that really serves us well. And I love Dr. Dispenza. I mean, I think his books and his YouTube programs are absolutely fascinating. And if you haven't listened, I mean, Lance was talking about him. I definitely recommend that. My meditation. I love the sound meditation that I've learned a number of years ago from Dr. Wayne Dyer. So you can just Google for the Dr. Wayne Dyer sound meditation, and you can just get access to it. I found that I'm really very quickly getting into high vibrational state, and it just takes me. It's just like I'm just like in a space somewhere. It just takes me into the unknown territory when I'm meditating, following that type of meditation. So yes, we can do a lot of things, but I think most importantly, fall in love with yourself. Fall in love with yourself just the way you are. Just the way you are.
Thanks so much for sharing, Isabella. And I think it was really important that what you shared about, because I know there's a lot of guilt around eating food and things like, oh, you shouldn't be eating this and you shouldn't be eating that. And well, what I found really exciting was, and thank you so much for being a guest on my YouTube channel as well, the Positive
Oh,
Lifestyle.
it was lovely. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yes, yes. Oh, it was so wonderful to have you there. And something that we were talking about there was that that how people don't really enjoy their food, and that is part of the process. And then you went into more detail about, you know, that we're able to absorb more nutrients and things. My mum's a nutritionist, and she has always, you know, just said, look, you know, as not, you know, growing up, we were not allowed to watch the television, you know, not allowed to go and take our food and watch the television, you know, like it was no, you're just going to sit here, you're going to eat, you know, and we're going to just have a nice, peaceful meal. And there was just nothing, you know, I couldn't be playing, you know, loud music from my bedroom even. I mean, there couldn't be anything on. It just had to be this peaceful creation, you know, and a lot of the time, because we lived in Australia, we would sit outside and eat our meals al fresco. It was just so beautiful to be, you know, in the garden area, you know,
Yes.
or out on the deck, right? And I know, you know, and so I know you have a garden, so there's that connection. And so there was always this making the meals really special and nurturing ourselves with the food, not just okay, you have to eat it quickly and leave. There was never any of that. It wasn't a negotiation, you know, in my house. It was always, you know, we had to sit there, we had to eat our meals, we couldn't run off and watch TV and do all these other things. We had to be very present. So a lot of the things that you said, I really resonated with.
I think there's one point that I would like to add right now. I think sometimes we forget that our body, it is actually who we are. I mean, we are not the jobs that we do. We are not just only our character, our personality, but we are the trillions of cells that build our organs, our our well, just everything, our tissues, our joints. So we are the body. We are. So if we were to take care of ourselves, it's not only about our mind and being calm and be kind to ourselves, but really nourish your body the way the body needs, with the right food, because the better you feed your cells, the healthier the cells will be the cells will be reproducing themselves in the healthier way. And you will be able to slow down the aging process. You will be able to be fitter and healthier and more able. I mean, just without your body, you are not there. Obviously, it's your soul, so there's another part. Obviously, it's another discussion. But first of all, take care of your body. Don't treat it like a bag that you just throw into it, whatever just comes your way. Just be mindful what you're actually putting in your body. Be mindful about hydration. Be mindful about the fiber. Be mindful about the protein. Be mindful about, you know, healthy fats. Be mindful about the vitamins and minerals and all those things, that they are so vital and crucial. And my mentor Jim Rohn used to say, if you want to be healthy, study health. If you want to be wealthy, study wealth. So whatever you would like to do, just master it, study. So study your body, study healthy eating. I mean, whatever is important to you. But I think without your body, your life will end very quickly on this planet Earth. And then you've got so much still to give. So be kind to your body and eat well. That's what I wanted to say.
Loving the vibe. Love it all, Isabella. It's amazing. And I just want to also say a big thank you to everybody in the chat. Everybody is in the chat and just sharing so many things. I just want to read out a couple of things in here. Oh, okay. So Richard has, I shared some wonderful country fried chicken with some friends yesterday. So he's enjoying his food. And then he also he takes a lot of vitamins and minerals, as well as eating well. And then iAndroid posted, speaking of acts of kindness, 2 months ago, we fed 40 orphans. It was a lot of work, but the look on their faces was priceless. Oh my gosh, how wonderful. All these things are wonderful that you guys are sharing here. And I know sometimes you're at work or you're busy with life or you're driving around running errands or you're getting your hair done or just busy with life. And so it's more convenient to actually communicate and drop some amazing things in here in the chat, or even just say, hi, I'm enjoying listening, because we really value that. And then somebody else also put, I'm always on dark mode. Yes, good, because we want to take care of our eyes. So just so many people are sharing in here. Thank you so much. Mark saying thank you all, great chat. Just so many, I can't even, I'm going to have to go back afterwards and go through the chat, because so many wonderful things are there, so I can at least like everything and catch up on the chat. So we just love the chat feature. Thank you so much for enjoying it as well, and being so active in our chat feature. We really love that. So Ron, do we have another speaker coming up? I'm just having a look. Let's see. I think we're having technical issues. It's been a little bit buggy in this space today, Ron.
It has been. You're absolutely right about that. But I just accept, yes, they should be connecting now.
Okay, let's see. Okay, welcome. IH88888888.
Hello. Hi.
Hi, welcome to the Positivity Vibe Tribe. Did you have any thoughts on
Thank you so
on what we've
much.
been talking about?
Yes, I've been listening and I really love it and I enjoy it. So I want to share this with you. First of all, I'm from Saudi Arabia. My language is Arabic. So English, I don't really speak English very well. But my message that I would love to share with you guys is I always love to have friends from different world, from different countries, you know. But the problem is the language barrier always stopping me. So I have that narrative that always stopping me. It's like, okay, if you want to go and speak to these people, they will know that you don't speak English and you will look stupid and you will feel ashamed. So you better go and improve your language and at least speak like a professional. And that really didn't happen because every time I try to speak, I don't, because I'm afraid. Because of that image, always that error, always stabbing me, always winning. So in the end, I was like, okay, after all this time, I still don't have friends. And the point of talking to them, to meet new people, is to communicate, to share stories, to know songs, just to know people, okay? And people love to listen, to learn new things, just to socialize. So people don't really care about the language, like um, like they don't really care if you speak professional in a professional way, you know. So I decided, I was like, okay, I'm willing to break this barrier and just go introduce myself, and whoever would love to be a friend of mine, I'm welcoming them. And if they don't, at least I beat this barrier, you know. And this is my act of kindness to myself.
I love that act of kindness to yourself. And I think everybody in the space loves that whole idea of act of kindness. So something that you mentioned about being concerned about your English, well, we could all understand you very clearly, and I don't think you should feel conscious about your accent. We have a lot of people from all over the world, often in our spaces, and we really do welcome it. And also in the Positivity Vibe Tribe community, there are members from, gosh, every single country you could think of that are in there. And, sometimes I get messages like, oh, I was, posting in a different language, what do you suggest? And so what we ended up doing was, suggesting that they just post quotes that are in English, and they found a great place to pick those up. And so they just adjusted, and they understood what they were posting. And, they just wanted to be active in the community. So there's always, where there's a will, there's a way. And it sounds like with you, there's a will. And so it's wonderful to have you in the Positivity Vibe Tribe community, because especially today is a community space. So we do love to hear new voices in our community, and also people that have never spoken before in this space, or even are still learning, or beginners in the spaces. So all you really have to do is have a microphone, and we can understand you clearly. So thank you so much. If I could just make a suggestion, a lot of spaces will not invite you up to speak if if they can't see what the name of your account is. If it's in another language. So you could still have that, but you could put something in front of it, like even just a handle for your account or something, because we also didn't even know, not that it matters, but there's nothing really there except I thought it seems friendly because there's love hearts and the little emojis on there, but some rooms are very strict. We are a little bit more lenient, being a Positivity Vibe Tribe space, but in future, if you want to enter in other rooms, I would also advise you just to think about having something a little bit, so that people will know, or so that, we could call you, your name, which is your name, but so we could pronounce it, because, a lot of us aren't able to read Arabic. So just so that you have more opportunity to make more friends in spaces and to participate, most importantly. That's all I would just say. Ron, did you have any thoughts on that?
I was just going to say that I'm surprised that she's self-conscious about her language skills in English, that I could hear her perfectly or understand her perfectly. And I hope that, and I just want to say how happy I am that she took the step to be brave and speak to the space, because that's what we're here for, is to create a positive environment in which you can feel safe enough to speak out. And I would love to. I followed you back, and I would love to be your friend, and I would love to learn more about your culture. And I think it's just a great thing that you did for yourself, like you said, as an act of self-kindness.
Thank you so much, all. I appreciate it, and of course, I will put my name. And my Arabic name is Hamda, and it means Gloria. And I'm so thankful. Thank you, and sorry if I sound like nervous, or but I'm so thankful. Thank you all.
You are just absolutely delightful. I just have to pop in here for a moment because it's okay to be nervous, but you don't have to be nervous. Probably a lot of people who are in this space right now, we don't speak Arabic. So you are already ahead of us. Just the fact that you are conscious about your English, it doesn't mean that you are in any way lower or just less valuable than people who speak English. You are perfectly fluent in your own language. And I remember that when I came over to England, I didn't really speak much English, but I was fluent in Polish and in Russian. And it was kind of helping me to stay true to myself and appreciate myself, because a lot of people I was meeting, they had no clue how to read Russian or speak Russian or Polish. And, probably the kindest things you can do to yourself always is just to see your worth, see your own value. What are you good at? And you don't compare yourself to others, because my English after so many years living in England, is still not perfect, but I speak because I have passion to speak. I feel I've got a message to share. So just, talk to people, and gradually your English will improve and you will make more friends. Just really, I applaud you for your courage to speak up. And you're absolutely adorable. And you can be my friend as well. You can just connect with me. That would be really lovely. Lots of love, darling.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
So you've had a warm welcome here in the Positivity Vibe Tribe, and hope that you make lots of friends here in the space, as well as many other spaces. We encourage you to go to other spaces as well. Okay, so let's go to our next speaker, Stephen, The Pursuit of Greatness. Welcome to the Positivity Vibe Tribe space.
Well, thank you for welcoming me. I'm at work, but I accidentally hit the speak button. But why not say something? I think this is a very great topic in our conversation, man. Those who have spoken, wow, it is so great, and I'm just very, very, um, wow, just speechless because of the world that we're living in, and there are a lot of people who are seeking happiness, peace, and joy, and all of those things. And it is a journey. And I went through something a couple of weeks ago. I was on this account last year, and I got my stuff kind of hacked or something. But so I went through a dry spell, and just didn't understand why. And I was about to get angry, but I just remember, the world that I'm living in, and the road to not perfection, but on the road to happiness and joy. That we have to take even those bad things, and we have to make them into something. We have to bring the positive out of those things. But I'm back on my account now. I had to reactivate it. So I tried to look for not asking the why, but looking at the good of it. And man, I'm just wonderful to be back and to be on your space, and just to come up on the act of kindness, because it's just a confirmation that I will always go forward. I will always persevere. And I'm just so grateful that I have that type of heart and spirit to continue to go on, even when things don't go my way in life. That you keep going the distance, and you never stop, because it comes from the self. And I just thank you for this positive vibe tribe. You're very wonderful. Let's see, Nova here, man, and all of you have been such a great inspiration. And I thank you so much for allowing me to speak. Thank you, Andre.
Wow, that was wonderful. We're really, really appreciative that you did stop in, Stephen, and speak here in the space. And that I loved how you shared about what you were going through, and then how you reflected on it and realized that on the road to happiness, there is, we have to bring back the joy, and we have to bring back the positive, because that's what we're here for. We are here to have joy in our lives. We are here to have a full heart. We are here to live and experience life to the best that we can. Thus, the foundation of the topic today, acts of kindness towards ourselves, before we can even send out to the world, before we can give, before we have anything, filling ourselves up and taking that extra time and investing in ourselves. I always think it's like this investment in yourself that we have to do constantly, because otherwise, we're good, for a couple of days, and then we forget to do the things that we need, and whatever those things are for you. And look, we do talk about a lot of different topics and tools, and not everything is going to apply to everybody. For some people, reading books might be more nurturing to them than maybe even journaling, or reading books might be more connecting to their inner being. Like, they might read something because they're visual, they see it, or watch a video then maybe doing a meditation. I mean, I love meditation for everybody, but sometimes there's also other things that you need to do to connect to you, you know. So I love meditation. It's just freeing. I love it on so many levels. But there are different types of meditation as well to go and explore as well for yourself. The many different types of meditation that are available. So thank you so much for sharing. So
Well,
I
listen,
want,
can I say something right quick, Andre? I don't mean to
sure.
interrupt, but I just want to say that Mr. Noble Ron has been there with me from the beginning since the situation happened. My space was, I mean, not my space, but my profile was basically where flowers bloom. But he's been with me all the way. He's been encouraging. So I want to let you know that, man, I love you. And Miss Andre, you have some very great people in this space. And Noble Ron, is one of those who was patient and just stuck with me. So I just want to let you know that. Thank you.
Hey, Stefan, I appreciate that very much. And I just want to say that Stefan hosts a space, and every Sunday night, I believe it's 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. And those are, they're heavy, but heavy in a good way. They're passionate. It's like going to church, basically. And I've enjoyed those in a strong way. And I appreciate you, Stefan.
Stefan, I wish you would have told me I was pronouncing your name wrong. I feel bad. I'm so sorry. Just, I'm glad that I have that correction. If I do, I know I do sometimes butcher names in this space. Please send me a DM or hop back on and please correct me, because I will just keep calling you that name, unfortunately, because I'll think it's right if you don't correct me. So thank you so much for that. We've had that clarified as well. Okay, so over to our next speaker. Warm welcome to Ashley, to the Positivity Vibe Tribe. And we're talking about acts of kindness, and we're taking the concept of working on ourselves and nurturing ourselves before we're even in that position to give to others.
Hi, friends. Good day. Wherever you are in the world, I just am wishing you well. For me, that's where it starts. A simple act of kindness for myself is looking around, practicing, looking for places and things and ideas to be grateful for. Because there have been times where I've been down, I've been, had to question, my situation. I've been without, I've been under extreme stress. And in any of those situations, focusing on the good in the midst of discomfort or unfortunate situations has been a kindness for me, but also like a way of modeling for other people how to look for it in their own lives. So it's rarely a process that I keep to myself because I tend to process things aloud. So I'll just be chitter chattering or talking about things that I see or things that have brightened my day, or if I'm struggling with something, I may talk about it with another person or a group of people and ask them, well, what else is here? What else would you do in this situation? What have you done in the past, or what would you like to do differently? Things like that, asking questions and being open is really crucial for how I practice kindness. I think part of the problem, at least in the way that I experience the world, is that people don't want to be questioned. questions are looked down upon, or if you ask too many questions, it becomes a problem, or it's too time consuming, or, uh, there's negativity around curiosity. And I think in this community, the kindness community, we are so adamant about encouraging that curiosity, because that's where you find inspiration, that's where you find answers, that's how you get to solutions. And yeah, I think that openness, especially when you're dealing with something that you may beat up on yourself about, or that might seem really rough in the moment, that openness, or a reminder to be open, can shift something in you. I always want to make a connection, so I'm open to talking about this more, but I'm glad to be here. I'm glad for the opportunity to open up my thought process. So thank you for passing me the mic.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing, Ashley. I think it's important that we do nurture ourselves. And it sounds like when you're going through difficult times that you do take that opportunity to indulge yourself, because that's what we have to do. And asking questions, no matter where we are, on our journey, if we are struggling, if we're thriving, if we're working on something that is part of our work or as part of our creative interests, questions and having a curious mind are incredible, because that is a sign of growth. So, we should never, ever feel bad about asking others questions. I think that's something that actually should be encouraged. And this is how I always see it. If we're asking questions and we're not getting the answers from people, or they're too busy, then I feel that is a sign that, well, maybe we need to ask somebody else, or they don't have the answers or the feedback for us. That's just how it is. It's not anything. It's not bad. It's not good. It just is. So there's always that, because of that fact. So I love curiosity, and I love that you are vested and invested in yourself, that you're willing to ask the questions, whether we're asking the questions to ourselves or to others. And it's always good to have another perspective and to have that openness. Even if we don't action any of those things, having the openness to engage with others is truly a gift of an open heart and mind, Ashley. So loved that you shared that with us, because some people may be a little bit, what is the word? It's almost like they don't want to reach out, and a little bit timid about that. And I think it's actually a really great strength that we can identify that sometimes it might be good to seek some other perspectives on something, even if we never action them, but they're just ideas for us to consider.
Indra, I love when you said that, that it just is. That phrase in itself, I think, is really empowering, especially for people who, like you said, are timid, or, have been burned in the past by experiences. We formulate our ideals about how we interact with others based on our experiences. So, if you're recovering from something that didn't go well, this is an invitation to try again, but in ways that make you comfortable. It might be small ways at first, but a lot of times those negative experiences are not even personal, right? Like it might not even be about you. It may seem like it is in the moment. It might seem very personal, but we are all humans going through different experiences all of the time. So if someone is in their own world and focused on self, they might not even know how they're affecting you or your experience. There's another means of providing like kindness to yourself and to another person is to try to let some of that go. And it is hard. I think the reason that we're having an ongoing discussion about acts of kindness is because it's not easy in every situation, but to make it easier on ourselves, be encouraged that it's some things are just what they are. Try not to give too much weight to certain things and focus on what is best for you.
Thanks so much for adding more on that. And I think that's always the most amazing thing about ourselves is that if we are willing to invest in ourselves, we have incredible resilience. So feel inspired to invest in yourself. And I think that's really what the essence of today's discussion is with the acts of kindness towards ourselves, is to understand that we are such amazing beings on every single level, and to give ourselves that extra patience and kindness towards ourselves, because we are on this journey of life and it truly is a nurturing journey. Okay, so let's welcome a couple more speakers. And also, actually, before we do that, Ron, I believe you have chosen somebody who has tweeted out the space and shared it.
Yes, it is Brent Manuel, and I think he's on desktop. That's why we can't see him, but he tweeted it out, and Brent is a he. His pronouns are he, him. He's a disability consultant. He helps organizations fight for disability rights. He will educate you about issues facing people with disabilities. And he's located in Ottawa, Canada. We love our neighbors to the north. And thank you, Brent, for tweeting it out. We appreciate it.
Amazing. Thank you, Ron. And thank you so much, Brent, for sharing out this space and inviting more people into this space, into this amazing discussion on acts of kindness towards ourselves, the foundation, the cornerstone. So I just really appreciate all of that. Thank you so much. And thank you, Ron. Okay, let's go to Moshe. Welcome to the Positivity Vibe Tribe. Did you have any thoughts on acts of kindness towards ourselves?
Thank you. Now, I am Spreadfy from Tanzania, East Africa, Tanzania. My beloved country, Tanzania, I would like to sleep with you. Jambo tonight, success in everything.
Okay, let's go to our next speaker then. All right, let's go to Amhid. Welcome to the Positivity Vibe Tribe space. And did you have some thoughts that you wanted to share on acts of kindness towards ourselves?
Yeah, I mean, you guys are doing a great job to start with, and yeah, it's not the like how I see act of kindness is, it's not about money, looks, about your social status, job title. It's about how you show acts of kindness to other human beings. Yeah, I was kind of busy. I was quite busy, so I'll be listening to you guys, and yeah, you're doing a great job. I really appreciate that.
Thanks so much for tuning in and for sharing. We appreciate you, and also we love to hear new voices in the community spaces that we haven't heard before. So you're so welcome to be here, and yeah, thank you for
And
listening.
can I say one more thing? Could
Yeah.
I please get
could please get a follow as well from certain individuals. Show a bit of act of kindness.
Okay, here to make new friends. So warm welcome. Okay, so we're getting towards the end of our space. We're just going to add, we're going to have probably, maybe this might be our last speaker, and then we're going to go around and do a quick summary. We're having quite a few technical glitches, Ron. The speaker is having trouble staying on the platform, and people are falling off today.
Oh boy.
All right.
You want me to try the next one?
Let me just see. No.
Okay.
Because there's no information on that account.
Oh,
there's
okay,
nothing.
gotcha.
I mean, there's
Good thing I
nothing.
did. Right.
Right. So, okay, that's it. So, okay, so what we might do is, okay, so he's actually up on, we got him. Okay, so I'm really I need some help with this name, Ron, because I'm
Okay.
butchering everybody's name today.
Just Mr. Sharma.
Mr. Sharma. Welcome to the space on positivity. And the topic today in the Positivity Vibe Tribe is acts of kindness towards ourselves. Did you have any thoughts that you would like to add on this topic? Mr. Sharma, can you hear us?
Oh my goodness. You know, sometimes when you start to connect, you have that little bit of delay. Hopefully he can come in.
Yeah, we've been having a lot of technical issues today. So my apologies to the community here who have not been able to speak. Oh, hey, I just noticed that one of our community moderators is in the space. I don't know when you joined, you snuck in. Senthil is here. Hey, welcome. It's wonderful to see you in the space, Senthil. Thank you for tuning in all the way from India. We have such a incredible global community, and he's coming up to speak, so that's wonderful. Always a pleasure to have you in the space. Hey, Senthil, how are you?
Okay, my mic is off. Okay, here is a. Oh my gosh, sorry, I'm talking to myself for like half an hour. Sorry about that, guys.
I have no idea when you got into the space. There's so many people here. But did you have any thoughts on acts of kindness towards ourselves?
No, just joined. Just completed my other, work-related calls. So just joined. I'll listen in. I'll think, and then I'll come back.
Sure. We're going to start to kind of, round it up.
Round it up. Okay. Sure.
No. Yeah. We're kind of, in the roundup mode. But put your hand up if you've got some thoughts to chime in as we kind of go around doing a little bit of a summary here. I'm going to head over to Lance.
Sure.
Lance, what a journey it's been having this discussion on this aspect of acts of kindness towards ourselves.
Absolutely. As my mom would always say to me, she says, charity always begins at home with yourself before anybody else.
I love that.
Yeah, it's really nice. If we can't be good to ourselves, like I was sharing before, we're really no good to the world. And I loved how you said, Indra, about supercharging yourself and getting that proper rest, getting everything else that you require in your life, and that way we can recharge our batteries and give ourselves that boost. Because it always starts with for self-care first, and then goes into mindfulness and then helping others out of all that.
Loved it. Thank you so much, Lance, for sharing. Yeah, no, that was great. And a lot of things that hopefully I captured a lot of things that you shared earlier in the transcript. So everybody who is in the space, thank you for chiming into the chat feature, which is down the bottom right-hand corner. It's a fairly new feature for us, and it's really been a lot of fun. And thank you for putting your comments and thoughts and for saying hi in there and having fun. But I've also added as many kind of, captures of what everybody's been talking about in the space. So, just so that we have that to reflect on, I've just tried to capture a few of those moments here. So, so do go back and check that out. And also for people that just joined, you can always listen to the replay later, which is pretty amazing.
PVT always captures the wonderful magical moments, and you bring that magic to all of us, Indra. Thank you, and Ron and everybody else that makes PVT happen.
Thank you so much, Lance, and really appreciate you being so active in the community. And when I talk also in the community, like posting every day, so many beautiful posts, in the community. We really appreciate that, because it's really the members, it's really all of you that make the community so strong, so beautiful. And you guys, there's a certain visual aspect to when you scroll down, and visually it's beautiful, and just reading the words, it's beautiful. Everything that you guys do in this community, I really, really treasure so much. So I just want to say that, and particularly everybody that's so active. And I mean, a lot of people are posting every single day, and I'm just blown away. So thank you so much, Lance, for being one of those active members.
Hey. Sorry to interrupt, Indra.
Jump in.
Just I will add a last
Jump in.
last line. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. Sorry about that for joining late, and definitely, one thing I learned. I mean, from the wisdom of what we are sharing in the vibes and the other channels is that no matter. I mean, we all have pains, and definitely we have ups and downs. But try to be kind to ourselves when we are down. And what I see is like observe the light, and so that we can be a light for others as well, right, when they need it the most. So that is the beauty of this community as such. And definitely it is going to be the in the future it is going to be the only way out to see how much we expose that light which we observe it. That for that actually we need to have that kindness for ourselves, right? So definitely that self-care and self-aware, that is really, really required. So definitely that light, observe that light, and then emit that light, right? So that's one thing I want to add. Thank you.
Nice. Very nice add-on, Santhal. Very nice add-on. And of course you get to see a lot of what's going on in the community.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's go to Richard, because actually Richard.
Thank you, Indra.
Yeah, thanks so much, Lance. Appreciate you, and Karen as well. So Richard has been in the chat, very active in the chat. Thank you, Richard, for being in the chat. Did you want to add something as we start to wind up this room on maybe something you've even heard in here that might have inspired you on acts of kindness?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Richard. We can hear you.
Yeah. It's been great being here. I've enjoyed this. It's been a real pleasure. And I'm sorry that I can't get my computer mic to work, but I can get my phone to work. So thanks a lot.
Yeah, for some reason they haven't given us the speaker ability from the desktop, so everything is run by the phone. that's, yeah. And vice versa, there's certain things that we can only do from the desktop and not from the phone. So happy that you made it into the space, and we were following along with your comments in the comment in the chat. So thank you so much, Richard, for sharing there. And hey, while we're here, let's do one last round up to the space, the nest in this space. And hey, by the way, a lot of the time you can actually go back in and check some of these things in the replay that have been posted up in the nest, which is really great. So the first thing up in the nest, which is posted, and when I'm talking about the nest, I'm talking about those dots above Ron and Ashley's head. And those dots are actually, you can scroll back and forth. So the very first thing is the Positivity Vibe Tribe community, where you can join our community of members. And if for some reason you're wrestling with trying to get that link going, send me or Ron a DM, and we'll be really happy to share an invite with you. The next thing up in the nest is my show from my YouTube channel, Acts of Kindness. And that's an under 10-minute show that you can just kind of check out and see what my take is on acts of kindness. And of course, really appreciate it if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel, as it's still growing and I do want to thrive and grow it even more. So I appreciate everybody for your support. And then the next thing up in the next is a special thank you to our sponsors for this show, Wordsmith Pakistan. Wow. We really appreciate you for supporting us, the Positivity Vibe Tribe show. And everybody, there is contact info up there if you want to get some help with your presentations of any of your content on any of your social media or anything else. They are incredible. And then something else up there, which is on the far right, is I'm super excited to share that I have super followers. So that is a monthly paid subscription. And what we do is we release VIP limited release of videos, of content, and of these super follower spaces. So that's loads of fun. And we really had so much fun 2 weeks ago with our very first one, talking about the entertainment biz, my current feature film, and also I'm going to be starting to bring in some Hollywood friends of mine who are in the business, and that's going to be loads of fun. If any of that interests you, then please do give me a super follow, and I appreciate that. Okay, so let's get back to our speakers. Okay, let me go back to Stefan. Stefan, did you have any last thoughts on the acts of kindness topic today here in the space?
Yes, thank you so much. I feel that my last thing is to say that we should always persevere and not look without all the time for those things in which we need, because I feel that everything that we need is facilitated within us. And that if we continue to persevere and keep a positive, optimistic mindset, even in the bad times, and look for the messages, even in those things we think that are negative, and surround ourselves with great people, with great energy, and read positive things, listen to positive things, eventually our thoughts will begin to be positive and our feelings. Thank you so much.
That's a great add-on and summary to what we've been talking about here, which is investing in ourselves. Love it so much. Okay. Ashley, do you have a quick summary thought to summarize your thoughts in this space?
Oh man, I have to follow that? My gosh, that was it. That was pretty close. Like, oh my goodness. If I had to summarize my thoughts, it would probably be a combination of, what we both talked about. I do believe there's kindness and curiosity about yourself and your journey. And I love that you said it's an indicator of growth. So I just tweeted out the space, and I'm sending much love to people that are on that journey, whether you're starting it, you're continuing, picking up where you left off. It's an ongoing thing. So being kind to yourself and allowing it to have ebbs and flows, that is kindness in action. So yeah, just be open and create room to love yourself.
Nice. Create room, prioritize yourself to love yourself, because I think that's so valuable. Very nicely done, Ashley. Thank you. Ron, you're in the hot seat of the summary.
Yeah, and I don't. Kindness is. I mean, you can be physically beautiful, gorgeous, even, but if you don't have a good heart, if you're not a kind person, your looks kind of go away pretty fast. I've realized that, and it doesn't cost anything to be kind. It's for me, it's easier to be kind, and I'm just glad that we have this space talking about it, and also allowing speakers that have never spoken to come up and be brave enough to do that and offer them a safe space. I've loved all the speakers, and especially thank you to all the listeners, and of course thank you to you, Indra and Rev, and everyone else. It's been a great space.
Thanks so much, Ron. Really appreciate it. It has been a great space, because I think, like I said, I decided to turn this, around, to focus back at ourselves, because sometimes I just think we are so, busy trying to do everything that we need to do. And it's almost like a external environmental focus instead of, that's more reactive, instead of our own focus on ourselves. Because when we build ourselves, when we invest in that foundation, that's the exciting part, that we have so much to give. We have the energy, and it is just inspiring to be in that place. But we can't sustain that place if we don't keep going back to the foundation of ourselves, of the value of ourselves, of our basics, of self-care, sleeping, eating, enjoying everything in our life. And then also giving ourselves those moments of patience when we're running a little bit low. And usually it's because it's all about our energy and where our vibration is sitting at that time in our life. So acts of kindness today it's really been about this basis of understanding, of valuing ourselves, of being on this journey of keep turning back your focus to yourself and having that time, investing in that time, investing in you, because you are your best investment in being able to serve others in your career, in your life, with your family, no matter where you are extending your service to others. And nowadays, often, being of service to others is a global factor. We're not just being of service to just those around us in our immediate circle. We have our arms out and open to the entire world. Thank you to social media and many of these platforms. We are connecting with people all over the world. And even just looking at this space, the incredible people that are in this space, the vibes that are in this space, all of you are part of this loving positivity vibe tribe community. And if you're not actually in the community, There is a link up in the nest because I've just seen a few new people pop into the space. So do join the Positivity Vibe Tribe community. And you can also join by sending me a DM and by sending Ron a DM. But truly, our arms are open to everybody on a global level and a global reach. We welcome all of you. And in this space, we have heard many accents from around the world, and we love that, particularly first-time speakers. There was somebody here who had a very strong accent who was concerned about that. But the beautiful thing is that the effort that you're putting into connecting with us in this community is so valuable. It's so treasured, and everybody can have a voice in this community. And for all of you that have been here in the Positivity Vibe Tribe community, we love to hear new voices, and people from all around the world are so welcome. It doesn't matter about your accent. Please do not be self-conscious about having an accent or thinking that you don't have enough English. Just join the space, request to be a speaker, and we will embrace you for all the effort that you just put in to clicking on that button. We just love to connect with all of you around the world. It's truly been an amazing, amazing space on this topic. It's been a pleasure having everybody in this space. I really want to give a special thank you to our co-hosts, to Rev, who was here earlier, and of course to Ron. Thank you so much for all that you guys do. And also to our community moderator, Senthil. One of our moderators is here in the space. Wow, we are getting spoiled all the way from India again. A global community. PVT is a global community, and we also love to embrace team members from all over the world. So we are truly blessed, and we have a few other moderators that will drop in at different time zones. So thank you to them who are not here at the moment. Special thank you also to our speakers who came up today and shared so many wonderful things. And I do hope I have captured many of the shares that you have shared with us so generously in this space in the chat feature. And I'm looking, wow, there are 50 chats in there, 50 posts in the chat. This is super exciting. So some of those will be reflected from your very own voices in this space. So I'm excited to go back and follow up in the chat, and anything that I didn't get a chance to like and read, I'm going to go back because I appreciate all of you and your investment in just being in this space, especially the listeners. Thank you. I know some of you are working, you're doing other things, you're taking care of family, many other things, but you're hopping in the chat and you're connecting with us. So that is truly loved and appreciated. Wow. It has been an incredible week for the Positivity Vibe Tribe, I must say. I am energized by seeing all of you, by listening to your voices, and by reading the chat from everybody else in the space. And I have to say, we are going to be back next week with an amazing week in the Positivity Vibe Tribe Twitter spaces. So stay tuned. And in the meantime, until Monday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I am sending you love, light, and blessings.